And welcome back, everybody. We are at it again, getting back into Curse of Strahd. Last time we did some character introductions. We didn't have the audio for it here on Twitch. We were able to fix that when we released it onto YouTube. But I'll have the characters just do a quick reintroduction for those that didn't see it or didn't hear it yet. Genuax, you want to go first again?
Oh, good lord. Where do I begin? I'm Genuax. I am a dragonborn paladin, and I myself, I think I'm pretty sexy looking. There you go.
All right. Raven?
Oh, goodness. Let's see. I am pretty quiet until I start to get to know people. I have to take time to channel. I just need time to myself to work on myself. But I do have specific enemies that I like to study and track and hunt. And just a little background. My faith is very important to me. That is what I require, time to reflect and pray. And I believe I'm good. And I like to defend those who cannot defend themselves.
Alrighty. Next up we have Zikrin.
Zikrin is, like I said, on first glance, it's pretty obvious I'm on Tiefling. And, he's a very stoic kind of a person when he's in the room with you. Very quiet, very focused, looks around most of the time. It's hard to tell what he's looking at. Is he staring you down? Is he sizing you up? Is he just doesn't care anything about the world? It's hard to say. Medium build kind of a guy, nothing overly muscular, nothing overly thin. He's just well trimmed out individual. Zikrin's skin is kind of a reddish purple, depending on the kind of the hue and the highlight or the light that's shining on him. In the dark, he may look a little bit more purple than red, etc., etc. Adorned in just a bunch of weird stuff. There's some weapons, some pouches, some. It's kind of hard to tell, generally speaking, what he's all about. That's Zikrin in a nutshell.
Alrighty. And tonight we have Loghane, who was unable to make it last time, but is here with us tonight.
Yep, I'm back. I'm here. Back from the dead almost again. But, I'm Loghane, a high elf rogue. I tend to, follow the roguish traits, and I don't trust anybody, and I don't know any of y'all, so, yeah. We'll see how this goes.
Alrighty. Next we have Violent Song.
I'm Violent Song. I'm a black tobacco bee. Fit in easily with most common folk. Not as comfortable with those on the higher scale of things. I'm always ready to try and help someone out, and I tend to judge people by their actions, not their words. I don't trust words very easily. I just love to adventure and do research projects here and there for fun with my husband.
Alrighty. And lastly, we have Arctic Wind.
I am a medium-sized, white and black tiger, looking very simple, very quiet. Tend to stick to my wife a lot. Kind of keeps to myself.
Alrighty. So we'll do a quick little recap of episode 1 to refresh everybody's memory. The party having been following their own visions or dreams that have been luring them to Barovia on each a personal quest, have made their way to Daggerford, the last major city before Barovia. There, they meet adventurers coincidentally going to Barovia as well. They meet a group of Vistani also, who are heading in the same direction the next day and offered them a ride. Barovia being about a 2-day trek on foot, the party gladly accepted. They traveled all day by wagon and set up camp for the night. At a fork in the road, the Vistani cooked a delicious meal for everyone. The Vistani told them the road to the left would bring them to Barovia, as they would be heading towards the right to Najara the next morning. The party fell soundly asleep shortly after eating their meals, and had a great night's sleep in large tents provided by the Vistani. They awoke the next day to find their weapons all gone except a couple daggers strapped to themselves were all missing. As they rushed out the tents to find the Vistani, they realized the Vistani were all gone. So, y'all awoken, y'all find that y'all's main weapons were all gone. Any like daggers or something that you had, still strapped to yourself, you still had on you. And so that's where we pick up. What are y'all doing?
I think the first thing Zikron wants to do is look around for the tracks and make sure that they definitely rode off into the distance, never to be seen again.
Okay.
Like, does it look like they literally just like ripped our stuff off and like, yep, we're out of here later, suckers, and that's the end of that? Or is there anything else odd that I see?
So you're wanting to investigate the tracks?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
Credit that, buddy. There goes my luck for the entire session. Did it not roll because I'm not actually in the map?
I did not see it.
I was going to say, I did not see it either.
No.
I'm going to activate it.
Here we go.
There, hold on. Yep. Now mine just popped up and said you don't own any tokens with vision on this map.
So can y'all see the map though?
No.
It's dark because we don't have vision.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just black.
I think there's a setting where I can change that, where y'all would, like these Theater of the Mind maps would still have vision. Okay, I got all y'all loaded onto the page here.
I'll roll it again just to make sure it's working roll-wise, but I critted that.
Yeah. When he rolled his first one, it was a 20 plus 4, so 24.
Okay. So as you're looking at the dirt and the tracks, the tracks actually seem to head off towards the left, towards Barovia.
Ah, I thought so. What is Zikron's badass investigate? Oh, we already told me. The tracks went to the left, not the way they said they were going to go.
Correct.
All right. That's what I wanted to know. So Zikron's, looking at the dirt, kind of moving it around, eyeballing stuff. Goes, It appears that our lovely traveling companions not only took our weapons, but they did not proceed in the direction that they suggested to us that they were going to go. We should be cautious, everybody.
Okay.
Are there signs telling us which way the cities actually are, or are we just relying on what they told us?
Basically just relying on what they told you.
Yeah. I believe last night over the fire they mentioned that it was to the left, and then we were to follow this road, and it would take us directly to Barovia.
Correct.
But they said they were going to the right, and they went to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Fucking gypsies. Never should trust a gypsy. Really good with the music and the song and the dance. Also good with their hands, as we've come to find out.
Wow.
All right, so what are y'all deciding to do?
Figure out for breakfast.
Okay.
I looked at everybody like, well, I don't know about you, but I still have business in Barovia. I intend to press on.
I agree.
Zikron, you are getting a sense of like a tug at your inner self. It is pulling you towards the left.
Okay. So maybe I step
Okay, so
few feet forward, and I kind of sniff the air, like I do like a rocks, smell the air thing,
Mm-hmm.
with my eyes closed, take a deep breath, and I go. And I kind of nod my head, and then I turn around and I go, "Holy man, are you going this way?" And I let everybody know this. I was like, we should be cautious. They did not go the way they told us they were going to go last night.
Well, first off, I'm a bit flummoxed because, we bedded down for the night, to get a good night's rest for the day's adventure, and then we wake up to all of our stuff is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know what everybody else is doing. I noticed that is it Zikrin?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that Zikrin had possibly stepped out of the tent and was looking around, so I kind of gingerly followed him, wary of what's going on. And I as in my background, I kind of get a feel for people. And so I look at him, and because, my mind was, lack of a better term, all screwed up and twisted because, waking up and all of our stuff is gone except for a pair of these puny little daggers that I've got. I thought he had said something to me, but then I'm going to look at him and say, Zikrin, what do you think?
I think we got screwed, holy man, but that's just another day in this land. Are you armed?
All I have is a pair of daggers.
That'll do.
Do the others know what's going on yet?
I imagine Zikrin standing in between me and the rest of the party since he came up behind me. So I kind of lean to my left to look around his shoulder. And I go, you all up to speed over there? And since nobody said anything, I look to Holy Man. I go, I don't think so. And I turn around. And I walk over to the felines, and I look them at. Do I know enough about tax bees to know that? Yes, I know I'm saying it wrong. Do I know enough about tax bees to know that they are technically armed? Is that or is that
yeah.
a metagaming thing? Okay.
They are
I would like to
feline.
get my pod away and yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
So
So I look at the tax bees and I go, yeah, never mind.
He whips out the Wolverine claws.
Right?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I go. Yeah,
This
never
kid
mind.
just got claws.
I look to Raven and I go, Priestess, were you left with armaments?
Not much of armaments. I've got a few things still, but no sword. And my crossbow is gone. And my mace.
So, if I asked you to stab something right now, not smite it, stab it, would you be able to actually accomplish that feat?
No, I could not.
I twirl. I whip out one of my. Before I say this, Beard, was able to keep both of my daggers.
Yes.
Okay, I whip one off of my thigh holster, twirl it, and with the butt of the dagger facing her, I look at her in the eyes. I'm like, I'm gonna want this back.
Of course. I mean, I take that back. I can stab a few things, but not with metal. So thank you.
Okay, I'm like holding this thing. I'm like, a simple yes would have been fine. I didn't say that, but so I hand her my dagger. I'm like, actually, before right when she's getting ready to grab it, I hold it. I don't let go of it, and I go, "I'm going that way. Are you going that way?" And I'm pointing to the left to Barovia.
Yes, I believe that is where we are all headed.
Okay, I let go of the dagger.
By the way, they call me Raven.
I'm going to start kind of going that way to see if I can sense anything different.
And I about face and I follow the holy man. Cat, lady, and
Before we take
thunderclaws.
off,
And I give them a head nod, like, "Come on, let's go this way."
Cat lady and thunderclaws.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
before we take off, does anyone want to break fast?
That
Break
might be
what?
break fast.
Break our fast, or do you guys just not eat?
Well, my preferred choice of food is feline. Are you sure you want me to do that?
I stand in
well.
front and bare my claw.
Salty.
Now you know if it's armed, huh?
Watch
Is there
your words.
anything around that we want to investigate if there's anything close by for breakfast?
Not
Like
really.
berries or
Yeah,
know,
the
bird
area,
eggs, anything.
the area that y'all are at, like I said, it's getting pretty mountainous kind of area, and there isn't really anything that y'all can find where y'all are at currently.
Okay.
If you have any,
Rations it is.
yeah, you should have some rations. You can,
Yeah,
Kinda-
we have rations. Just
Yeah.
if we didn't have to use them.
yeah,
So-
If there's like lush berries or bird eggs nearby that we could go hunt for.
yeah. You take a quick look around, but it's kind of obvious. There's not much shrubbery or vegetation where y'all are at. Y'all can pretty much see everything that's there. And there's just
birds.
nothing in that area.
Well,
I look to the felines out here in the conversation that Raven is spouting here. I go, "Where's a fucking drone when you need one?" And I
Yep.
turn to the felines and I go, "I'm gonna save my rations for midday. It was a hearty meal last night.
that's true.
We need to get where we're going before nightfall and save our resources."
I'm going to turn around and look at the demon dude, and I'm going to say, "So, do you think we should take the tents with us?"
I can say that
I
if you plan on taking the tents, like I said, they're pretty decent size, kind of bulky. Once you get it all folded up, even when you fold it up, you could probably take one of them with y'all if y'all wanted to, but two would probably be too encumbersome.
if I recall correctly, last night the guy told, well, we can't trust anything the guy said. Now that they've lied to us about multiple things. But thinking back, I remember him saying that we're within the next day's travel to the nearest town from where we're at.
Yeah, he actually said that it was only but a couple of hours on foot towards the left to reach the gates of Barovia.
All right. So I looked at Holy Man and I go, assuming that we can trust anything that was said last night, the next town is within traveling range. But to be safe, one tent perhaps, but the rest of it will be cumbersome unless you plan on rolling up an elephant or something like a burrito. Zikran's just going to, but I'm going to say, yeah, just the one. And so if they want to, I look to the dragon dude and the bulky cat tax speed and I go, between the two of you, you should be able to carry it.
Yeah, I'd say about 2 to 3 people it would take to carry one.
I start sizing up the tent and I go, never mind. And I'm like,
Leave it.
leave it.
Let it go.
And I'm gonna go.
I ain't carrying it.
And I say, let's get on the road. I look to the felines real quick and I go, felines. Either of you trackers?
Not particularly.
Lovely.
Horse. No.
And
Shall we?
what exactly are you wanting to track?
wait, I am. I'm dumb. It depends on what we're wanting to track.
That's kind of what I was wondering.
I say, traveling on foot by road, it's best we stay alert. Trackers tend to have a better skill to keep a lookout for the party.
Yeah, mine is more short distance, so.
All right. So Zikrin's like, "Yep, all right, this is how it's gonna go," and I'm like, "Onward, forward. Let's get on with it."
Alrighty. So everybody's packed up and ready to go.
Yes.
All right. As you make your way, after a few hours, about 3 hours, black pools of water stand like dark mirrors about the muddy roadway. Thick, cold mists crawl about over the road. Giant tree trunks stand on both sides of the road, their branches crawling into the mist. In every direction, the mist grows a little bit thicker, and the forest grows more oppressive. Jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road, high buttresses loom ominously in the fog. Huge iron gates on the stonework. Dew clings to the rusted bars of the gate. 2 armed guardians slightly flank the gates. Their heads, missing from their shoulders, now lie amongst the weeds at their feet. They greet you only in silence. And I'm going to switch us to a different scene real quick. This is a scene that y'all see in front of y'all.
So looking at this gate, I'm assuming Holy Man and I were in the front because we kind of motioned off to get the party to giddy up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we approach these gates, the description is that greeted us silently. So when we look at these things, is there any guardsmen, watchtowers? Are the gates open?
The gates
Do we see anything?
start to open by themselves as y'all approach it.
Ooh.
Without anybody being
They're
there.
expecting.
Correct.
Yeah, that's not creepy. I think we're in the right place.
Okay, so you say that something happened. The gates are starting to open by themselves, correct?
Yeah, based
Yes.
on our approach, we don't see anything.
Okay, so
No humans, no people that would normally be opening a gate at a wall such as this.
can I cast? How far away are we from the gate? Are we within 30 feet?
Yeah, you can advance to within 30 feet if you're not.
Okay, so then I want to cast Detect Evil and Good.
You do not detect anything.
Okay,
Okay.
and the duration is for up to 10 minutes.
Okay. So like I said, you don't get any sense of evil or anything coming off of these statues or this gate or the wall or anything.
What about anything good? Because
Nothing
this
good.
does both. It is Detect Evil and Good.
Right.
Yeah.
And it will tell you, like, of course, the people around you. You did not sense any evil out of any of them.
Okay.
You sense, some good, the people around you, but that's all you sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should continue though, right? For a little while.
10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Okay.
Concentration.
So as we walk in, if he senses anything, he can give us a
Correct.
heads up.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
I'm
we
gonna
cautiously start going inwards.
cautiously start going inward with my dagger at the ready.
Mine
Okay.
as well.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna walk in nonchalantly.
Mm-hmm.
Like you own the place.
All
Act like
right.
you belong.
Okay, I will let the kitty cats go first.
I'm down.
And if all of a sudden I hear,
Zikrin looks to the holy man and kind of with an op nod goes, yeah, okay, good plan, yeah.
All right, so I brought y'all back to the woods here. Everybody can still see, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Alrighty, that's good.
Since we're already a day into this thing, I'm gonna look at the demon lord and say, by the way, the name is Genuax.
That's a mouthful.
Just call me Jin.
I'm gonna screw that up.
Like
Okay,
I
holy
said,
man.
just call me Jin.
Got it, holy man.
All right, is everybody heading through the gates?
Yep.
Okay.
To the gates we go. That's the voice I should use. Been like an announcer. Everybody, let's head to the gates.
All right. As y'all enter the gates, as the last person walks through the gates also shut by themselves.
Not creepy at all.
Zikrin doesn't even flinch. He just, like, it was completely expected. He just stops and waits for I'm with my back to the gates. I'm just hearing them creak close, and I'm just waiting for them to finish their movement.
All right.
Okay.
So what do we
So,
see?
Y'all continue down the road. It's back to, this foresty type kind of terrain. But as you can see in the picture, the trees, they're kind of spooky, kind of mangled looking. Not much actual leaves on the trees. And that's what y'all see as y'all make y'all way down the road here.
Kind of look like half-dead trees or not very well nourished trees. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost evil looking.
Right, yeah. Mysterious, kind of spooky. Got the
Okay.
cold kind of air. Not too cold, but, slightly chilled.
Well, I guess what were we expecting? We kind of expected it to be a unwelcoming place for the citizens.
Yeah.
There's a heavy fog that lines the floor of the land here.
Is it impairing our vision more so than normal?
Not more so than normal, no.
Okay.
It's foggy, but you can still see a good little ways.
Yep.
As y'all heading in the distance, you catch the scent of death on the air.
Oh yeah.
Somebody
Now we're getting.
can roll me a nature check, please.
I can do that for you.
On it. No, I suck.
I see Genuax sniff in the air and go, what do you smell?
It was 3. So, yeah, I failed miserably. I got a whole 6.
Okay.
Well, I got a 12.
Okay. The smell seems to be coming still from ahead of y'all. So it's not like it's coming from left or right. It's coming from ahead. Kind of.
Okay.
Great.
Well, we're going that way anyways, so
Um,
it'll get
yeah.
stronger as we go.
Did you say it's coming from ahead or coming from a head?
From ahead of us.
Ahead
Right.
of us, yeah.
Right. As you continue down the road, it comes to a T.
Not ahead.
Well, yeah, y'all traveled a little bit further. It comes to a T here.
Okay.
Somebody make me a perception check.
I look to the group and I go, anybody want to take a stab at this?
I
Left
will.
or right?
I can.
I seen two
Ooh,
people.
Yeah.
Looks like Songs and Genuax.
Raven rolled a 15
Okay.
total.
Thank you.
I did.
So Raven and Song.
Yep.
Down to the right, you hear squawking of ravens.
My people.
In the
Not
distance,
these damn birds again.
as you peer down the trail to the right, about 150 to 200 feet down to the right, you see what looks like someone leaning up against a tree.
There's someone over there.
Or it could be.
Upon Violent Song, Cat Lady's prompt, I look that direction. Am I close enough to make an investigation check, or do we need to get closer?
You'd have to get closer. Yeah, I said it's about 200 feet away.
About 200 feet away. Okay.
Oh.
From where y'all are at, y'all can just kind of make out that something is kind of like leaned up against the bottom of the tree. You know, something's there.
Is it like slumped over or sitting at the bottom, like leaned against it, or is it like a full upright something? Okay.
Maybe like if somebody were to be like sitting down, kind of like but hunched over.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I put my hand out to the group, tell them like, hold a second. I want to try and stealth over quietly to get close enough for to investigate.
Okay. So
Those
are
cats
you
are
going?
very stealthy.
Oh, then do you say that to me? Do you say that to me?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I put my thumbs in my belt, or my left thumb in my belt. I straighten up my back. I take my other hand and I usher them on. Like, yeah, after you.
Want us to roll stuff?
I'm gonna tell you, this whole conversation sounds like that song. I put my hand upon your dip, and we dip, I dip, we dip. You know?
If you stealth, I stealth, we stealth. Yeah, Zikrin's totally fine to let the felines do their thing.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to.
Alright, it's not giving us the whole sheet. on
Hey,
that.
Mortis,
Hey.
welcome in. Thank you for coming in and joining us tonight.
Welcome.
All girls all over the world. Original King Julian, Punit Caseman. I love how all the girls move their body.
And to be clear, I stay back and let them do their thing.
Okay, so kind of tell me like who's all going, who's all staying, who's doing what.
I'm gonna stay 60 feet back from the cats as they stealth. I don't want to disrupt their stealth.
Okay. And are
Yeah, I'm gonna
are both of the cats going?
yeah. I'm gonna raise my paw and approach cautiously and quietly. We both rolled stealth up in there. I ended up in the front.
I saw.
10, 24.
I have no stealth skill, so
I look to the holy man and I go, whoa, let's let them do their thing. Let's see what comes of this. It should be entertaining either way.
Who was that?
Heading towards the edge of the road, towards the trees.
Okay.
We're gonna approach in tandem, like kind of
Mm-hmm. All right.
side
So-
by side.
As you head down the path here, the smell of death starts to become stronger as y'all get closer to
the smell of
whatever's,
death surround you.
whatever's slunched or at this tree. That's where the smell of death seems to be coming from, it seems.
The holy man still. Has it been more than 10 minutes?
I'd say no. It's getting close, but no.
No.
Because the detects good and evil is also detects undead
Up to 30 feet, though.
up to 30 feet. Well, I guess we have to
You
be
know,
closer.
yeah.
Okay. There's no, there's no undead either.
But remember, I stayed back because
Yeah.
I'm not
We-
stealth. I mean, I
Yeah.
have a disadvantage to stealth.
Yeah.
I'm standing there
That's my
waiting to get
personal
a semaphore signal from the cats as to whether or not I do anything. I'm literally just standing there, like my head stuck around the edge of a tree or something. You know, like
Okay.
Yeah.
just
I'm hanging back with Holy Man.
I want to get as close to like 10 feet or so and throw a rock on the other side of the road where we are to see if he moves. If the figure moves.
Okay.
Oh.
Loghan, please roll me a stealth check. Ew. All right.
damn, you suck. Can we get another? Can we get another player character?
Song and Wind, make a perception check. Ooh. As you approach the tree, you can tell that there's a body of a man propped up against the tree. You catch movement just on the other side of the body, though.
Not from the body, on the other side of the body. Okay.
So yeah, as soon as y'all get to about 10 feet away from the body, you see movement on the other, just like behind on the other side of the tree, but like right next to the body.
What kind of movement? Like flinching away or hiding or
It's kind of crouched.
aggressive?
It's kind of crouched down, you know, like maybe investigating the body.
Mm-hmm.
Can we tell if they've noticed?
With the way he's investigating the body, I'll say, it has not noticed y'all yet.
Okay, I'm gonna touch my wife. Let her know to stay, and I'm going to try to flank.
On the shoulder.
Ouch. Maybe you should have let her flank.
That wasn't my role.
Oh.
We're gonna try to split and go on opposite sides of it.
Hey,
Insert
game Matt.
maneuver.
Hey, Blackbeard.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to be able to take a break here in a second?
Oh, so.
If need be.
The coffee is starting to hit.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a line in this household.
Okay. Well, do we pause here and wait for the action to spring after all
That
this, or?
sounds- I think that's a good idea, so something drastic doesn't happen over here.
Okay. Well, we'll
Yeah,
take a
'cause
quick
I
break.
mean- I'm pretty
How
sure
long?
that my 10 minutes should be up, but my I guess D&D Beyond will reset the cast spell for me, or do I have to rest?
So it depends on how many times you can cast that spell per day. You know, you have
I didn't see that in.
so
It should
many.
just be how many
Spell
spell slots you have. Then
I've
after
got-
a long rest, you can get the slots back.
Yeah.
Unless you're a warlock, then after a short rest you get a certain amount back.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm going to go to the restroom.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, everybody.
I may not understand this stuff. Oh, sorry.
We'll be back in
So-
just a couple of minutes. All right. So the Song and Win had made their way up to the hunched over body, and as they got about 10 feet away from it, they noticed something moving on the other side of the body.
And he said he didn't see us, right?
So far, he hadn't noticed y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna try to split and go around the tree on either side of him.
Okay.
Like me to the left, him to the right.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me have Loghang roll me a perception check again.
Not that.
For
not
real
that
this time.
For real.
And then
For real, these.
Song
No,
and Wind
they're
can
like
roll
rabbits.
a stealth check.
That's slightly better.
Yeah. That'll do, donkey.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
The cats need to roll fresh stealth checks.
Yeah.
You do, bro.
Uh-oh.
Ouch.
Only one of us needs to surprise him. It's fine.
Why do they look lost?
Oh.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still rolling
Alright.
24.
We can do this.
Arctic Wind is very silent, very stealthy. He does not see you coming, but as Song goes around the other side, she steps on a twig and alerts Loghan.
I hear a. Now, which side you didn't say which side. Are y'all coming around? Side. Arctic.
I'm coming from the left.
So she's
Okay,
coming from
cool.
in front of you.
Okay. All right. Well, I was just making sure because I didn't know because
Yeah.
so I'm kind of hunched down, been kind of investigating, looking at all the different things, and I hear a twig snap. I immediately whip my head to the left and see a feline creature coming towards me. I look at her and said, "If you were any louder, the damn dead could hear you coming."
I wasn't trying to be silent.
Okay.
No, I'm saying that.
Oh, well, you're not trying hard enough then.
I said I wasn't trying to be silent.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard you all the way back here.
That was a loud branch.
Right, but did you hear him? And then I'm gonna point.
That was
And
just
I'm
for
gonna take my
that was for
claw.
comedic effect. I really didn't say that.
Then my claw is gonna tap him on the back.
And I'm going to look over my shoulder and be like, "Oh, there's two of you. I should have guessed. There's always one feral house cat. There's always a second."
And Zikrin, you were
Hey,
about
we're
50
gonna
feet
be.
kind of behind them, you said?
Yeah, 50 to 60 feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So,
pop my hand out and motion forward.
as they had kind of split to go on, flank the tree, were you still progressing?
I was keeping my distance specifically 60 feet back.
Okay.
So to not disrupt their self check. So assuming that they're just now mumbling to each other at 60 feet, I probably can't hear the conversation. Does it look like they're just having a conversation to me?
So far, yeah.
Okay, then I advance forward slowly. Just normal pace. I'm not going to run in there, but I'm walking up, so waiting to see what happens. I'll get to 30 feet.
Okay.
I'm just gonna ask, was this your kill?
Nope. I cannot take credit for this one.
I'd like to roll insight on that.
Okay. He seems to be telling the truth.
Okay. So what you doing in the pocket?
My reasons for being here are my own. What are y'all doing here?
Oh, no, I said, what are you doing in the pockets?
Oh, in the pocket. I thought you said I could barely hear you. Sorry. Well, I'm trying to figure out who the hell this is and why they're dead.
So
Plus,
would you like
he
to
might have some
perform some sort of medicine check? You can do that.
Yeah, I'll do a medicine check. Or would that be an insight check to try and see,
No,
investigate the body closer?
So, as you said, you were maybe trying to figure out how he died, possibly?
Okay.
That would be a
True.
medicine check.
Okay.
And I look
Okay.
over at Holy Man and say, I think we need to advance to
You
join
ins-
the party.
Inspecting the remains of this man, his clothes appear to have been torn by brambles and thorns. He doesn't appear to have any visible wounds that you can see, but as you check him over, you can tell through your medicine check that he died of exhaustion. The man was holding an old tarnished copper compass. As you found the compass, as you were searching his body, when you have the compass in hand and you're looking at the needle, it trembles strangely even when held still. His hand that was holding the compass splayed out in the direction of a nearby tree. The nearby tree bears 13 tally marks and an arrow that points deeper down this road, continuing towards the right, further into the woods. Along that path is what seems to be a well-traveled footpath.
Okay. Well, it looks like he ran himself to death. You can see
Strange
that
way to
his,
die, I say as I approach slowly.
And all of a sudden, you now see Zikrin approach.
a red demon. What
Last
else?
I checked.
So racist.
High elves are that way.
Well,
Oh no, that was in game. So racist.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm better than y'all. Guess what? That's the way it is.
so since I didn't hear the beginning of the conversation, I'll say, so, the dead man, is this your handiwork? Elf?
No. If I was going to kill him, you'd know. Wouldn't run a man to death. It's just mean.
Okay.
I mean, that's racist.
Then it makes me wonder what he was running from, or what he was exhausted of.
I have no clue. I didn't really get a chance to check the area when y'all came upon me. The only thing I've found so far is this compass he was holding, and it looks like he was trying to get to that tree over there with all those scratches on it, but I'm not sure what all that might mean. So I would like to do an investigation check to check the area, and also like see if there's like footprints of something might have been chasing him. And at the same time, I'm gonna kind of wander over to the tree and take a look too. So
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm going to check the body.
Okay. As you're checking the body, again, you don't find any physical damage. Like I said, his clothes seemed kind of like ripped and torn in certain places, like down the pants leg and stuff, his shirt. As if, like, running through brambles and bushes, whatnot.
But
But
nothing
no...
else other than the compass, so basically he found everything
Yeah.
when he found the compass. Okay. Okay. On to
Was there-
Lohane's investigation check.
So yeah, you investigate that tree nearby. Like I said, it had 13 tally marks kind of scratched into the tree. And there is also a arrow scratched into the tree pointing towards the right, further down that path.
So it's like a little side path off the main road, like going off into the woods. Is that what you described?
Okay, so when y'all came to the T,
Mm-hmm.
y'all had, kind of smelt the death, then noticed the body leaning up against the tree down the right side. And so that's where the three of y'all had went to investigate what was down there. And a nearby tree from that tree has 13 tally marks, an arrow pointing to the right, further down, continuing down towards the right if you were to follow the arrow.
I gotcha.
So it's acting like a road sign pointing to keep going down the road that we're already all on.
Right. There's 13 tally marks with an arrow towards the right. And just real quick, from up above the tree that the body was laying down across, a raven lets out a loud squawk and looks down at y'all kind of curiously.
Oh, that's an ominous sign.
It looks at y'all kind of curiously, as if inspecting y'all for a minute. then it takes flight. As it takes flight, you notice a blue shimmer of its wings. As it passes by, it's actually flying off towards the left from which direction y'all came from.
Okay.
So,
Can I do like a Arcana check to, as I see it, emit some blue whatever, to see if it looks like familiar or something magical or something like that?
I'll let you know. So, like I said, as it kind of flew by, it's like the tips of its wings kind of had like a blue shimmer to it, like an iridescent kind of bluish shimmer, like on the tips of its wings. And
not natural.
Unusual, I'd say. But maybe not quite sure. Maybe the sunlight, which I mean, is odd too. That the sun, since y'all entered through the gates, basically, we've had the fog and it's been kind of cloudy. So like the sun hasn't really shone since y'all went through the gates. But you're not really certain, if maybe like the light and the angle, it's the blackness of its wings, may have given like a little iridescence kind of color to it.
Okay. That's what I needed to know. All right. And does it look like this guy's footsteps came from the I think you said that it looked like this guy came from the right? Like, is his footsteps in the trail coming from that direction?
The footsteps are pointed towards the right.
So
Okay.
he was running in our He was running in the direction heading when he died.
Yeah, sounds that way.
All right. When I'm investigating the tally marks on the tree and the scratches and the arrow, does it look like it's been freshly carved, or is it like older? Has it started to heal over?
It looks freshly carved.
Okay. So I'm going to look over at the tabaxi and the demon and say, I don't know what these are pointing to and what they represent, but they have been made recently, and I'm not sure. And that bird, I'm not sure where that raven. There's just something off about it. I'm not sure. I just my instincts are telling me that something is different about it too. What do y'all think?
I think maybe it's a raven, not a crow. Those are usually a better sign than crows. I would say follow the bird. If he died of exhaustion and there's fresh tally marks, I'm betting he was lost. And running.
I'm wondering if those are days, weeks, or months.
They could be units of measurement in terms of miles.
I'm wondering if that's not how many people have died going this way.
True that too.
I say we follow the bird.
Follow the bird.
We kind of snuck up on you.
Well, I'm hesitant to join a party or group
then
up.
Go around in circles.
If you want to hang out in this creepy woods by yourself, you're welcome to do so.
But given the fact that it seems like y'all don't know compare as much as I do around here, and there's already a dead body, just gonna kind of follow around with y'all, and we'll see where this goes. If that's all right with y'all.
Blackbeard, I step away from the party, not like all ways, but just like 5 or 6 feet, and I try and feel for my pull.
Yeah, there is one other thing I forgot to include.
Okay.
The tree with the 13 tally marks and the arrow. Investigating that tree further, down on the ground, kind of like at the base of the tree, you see a small knife, and it's stabbed into the trunk of the tree, and it has some sort of like little paper that they stabbed through the paper into the tree.
A
Okay.
note.
Hey, has anyone read the note on the tree?
I want to roll
figured-
an arc.
Yeah, I figured the elf would have taken care of that by now already.
Yeah, since you brought it up, I want to roll an Arcana check just to make sure there's no curse or anything put on the knife. That way, I can pull it out safely.
Okay.
The paper.
So, good Arcana check. You do not sense anything off about this knife.
All right, so I'm going to reach down and pull the knife and paper out of the tree, and I'm going to walk back over to. So, who all's here? Is it still just the Tabaxi and the Tiefling?
Yep.
Okay, I was just wondering because I'm going to walk up to him and be like, "Well, since I can see that you have some friends, have them come over so we can all go over this note because I don't like repeating myself."
Raven.
Holy man.
Okay, out of game.
Yo.
Did you guys not hear me say we walked up behind you guys?
I did.
Oh,
Okay, so yeah, we're all here.
sorry.
Oh,
I didn't
I
hear
must.
that
I
part.
must have not heard that.
And
I'm
I
sorry.
even asked, did anyone read the note with the knife?
Yeah, I know. Okay, so y'all did make your way.
Okay.
Okay.
I
so
must.
that was
I must have missed. I must have not heard you say that. So.
I heard her
Alright,
ask
so
if
I'm gonna-
anybody had read the note, but I didn't hear them say that they were walking up.
Yeah. No. That.
Well, I said it earlier, but everybody was talking. Nobody may have heard me.
Okay.
Yeah. I heard you.
Okay.
It just didn't register. Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, same here. Just it focused in game, but all right. So I'm gonna walk back over to the group and be like, show them like besides the compass that the dead man was holding, this was pierced into the tree, and so I hold up the note, and I guess I start reading it. So what does it say?
It's actually not as much of a note per se, but on it, you unfold the piece of paper, and it's got a drawing on it. It's a drawing of a figure atop a horse, and just above it are two sets of hewn swords, like crisscrossed, and underneath the drawing are just one phrase. It says, "The horseman rides. The seer spoke true."
All right.
Does the horseman have a head?
Yes, it does.
Oh, same place.
Yes, it's a full horse.
Okay, so it says the horseman rides, the seer spoke true.
Correct.
All right. I'm gonna do a
Okay.
history check just to see if like any of that might like ring a bell to me.
Yeah, what was the vision he saw?
Yeah, just to see see if there's anything that because I do have the background in being in a I guess kind of like a monastery type deal. So I've been reading scrolls and books my entire childhood. So I want to run that and see if I recognize if anything sounds like it sounds familiar to me.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll a history check.
I'm kind of right there with him, wondering the same thing.
Okay. If you want to roll one as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. There it is. Yeah. Yikes.
But with a good 18 roll, Logan, nothing pops out at you about, nothing comes to mind. It doesn't catch on any strands that you remember, anything like that of.
All right. So I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna pass the paper over to the human female and say, "Do you recognize any of this? It's not ringing any bells to me, and I've been reading lores and prophecies since I was a child, and none of this seems familiar to me."
I can tell you is there's no religious history to it. By the way, they call me Raven.
Raven.
hmm
You can call me Logan.
I like Raven.
Excuse me? What'd you say?
I
I
said
like
you
Raven.
can call me Logan.
Logan, got it.
Logan.
Locane?
Yeah, Logain.
Logain.
Yeah.
I look Logain straight in the eyes and I say, I'm gonna fuck that up sooner or later.
Oh, me too.
Logan.
Everybody does.
It's like Rogaine, but Logaine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody does. Just I know who you're saying when you fuck up my name. It's okay.
I look
My
to the
mother
party
didn't
and
like
I
me very
go,
much.
yeah. Oh, Beard, I still do want to step away from the party just for a moment to see which way my pull is pulling me. Pull.
Okay.
So I sniff the wind.
You have to concentrate. At first, it doesn't come to you maybe as quickly as you were expecting. But eventually, concentrating on it, you get the sense that you want to go back the direction that the raven flew off in.
I mumble to myself, fuck.
I noticed that the tiefling has kind of stepped away, so I look over at him and say, "You feel the pull too?"
That strikes you as curious as he says that.
Yeah, curious. Yeah. I'm gonna roll a die because I want to see how well I can hide that raised eyebrow.
Okay.
Okay, so
You're able to hide that pretty well.
yeah, I'm pretty able to hide that pretty well. So I look to Locaine and I say, I just have bad vibes about this place. Gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit, and I don't get the heebie-jeebies very often. Which direction do you think we should be going?
I want to roll a perception to see if I can pick up on anything that he might not be telling us.
Okay, insight check. Oh!
Dang.
You don't necessarily think he's lying to you or, anything like that, but there is something that he's not telling you. It's almost like a familiarity between the two of you.
So I'm going to take a step over towards him and kind of lean in and be like, "It's okay. I was drawn here just as I believe the rest of us have been too. This collection are not native to this land, and I think there's a reason why we're all here."
I say, perhaps.
I nod and kind of step back over to the rest of the group and look at everybody and say, I honestly don't think we need to go this way, because if there's a dead guy that was going this way, I don't really necessarily want to find out what was chasing him for him just to drop dead. I kind of feel like we might need to follow the direction that raven went.
That's what I said.
What I said.
Yep.
We're
All right.
in agreement.
So y'all head back towards the left.
To the left, to the left.
Y'all pass.
So I'm
Yeah, go ahead.
mumbling just a little bit to myself, like, so random people follow creepy raven down a road. Yeah, this will turn out great.
Hey, that's how adventure starts.
Yeah, onward, forward. Let's go find out where the raven went. I mean, that's what I'm doing.
And Zikrin in particular, as you think, did you say that out loud or to yourself?
It's more of like a passive
mumble.
aggressive mumble. Like, yeah, this would be great. Every travel towards a deadly raven turns out perfectly fine. It'll be totally fine. Yeah, absolutely. All right, fuck it, let's go. Yeah. So if anybody's really close to me, they're probably hearing me just like, ramble, bitch.
Making them underhanded comments that nobody but everybody can hear.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry, we eat
mu-
ribs for breakfast.
it's kind of like must be Tuesday, right? Kind of a feeling.
Inside, you start to think, or speculate whether, this might be some sort of like a sign or some sort of like guidance, maybe, that's familiar to you.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to give this one a name too. I just say that.
What do you mean, give it a name?
No, it's just like, don't you name your horses and your pets and animals should have names too. That's all I'm saying.
We have names.
Yeah, see? Look at these two.
I mean, are you talking about the bird we're following?
But it's not your bird.
Yeah, but I'm sure it has a name. That's all I'm saying.
Well, maybe we should just ask it.
That should be a thrilling conversation.
Well, it
that's
flew
what
off,
the birds
so-
have to talk about besides
Yeah.
the consistency of worms.
Yeah, we're just we're random talking as we're going this direction. It's just trail speak.
Yeah.
Talking bullshit as you're walking down the road.
Well,
I don't think the
still
bird will
think-
talk to us.
As I sit and listen to the group talk about naming of the bird or the talking of the bird, I reach into my pocket and I grab out a ration and I eat. Nom 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 nom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'll eat some trail rations while we're walking too, just to keep my strength up. Yeah, I figure we're probably midday by now. So it was about 4 hours to get to where we got to the gates. So it's probably time for some sustenance as we're moving along. So we're
about
not
4
weak.
hours from the time that y'all woke up.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
So we do that, and where are we going? Where does this Raven Road take us to?
So y'all keep going down the road leading towards the left from the T. The temperature drops about 10 degrees fairly quickly. Dark, ominous storm clouds blanket the sky above you suddenly.
Well, that's never good.
Suddenly,
Well-
instantaneously, we have clouds, or is
Well,
it
I mean-
just a weather storm that comes in quickly?
Yeah, it like a storm that suddenly came in pretty quickly, kind of, sort of.
Okay, cool.
Looks like rain.
Yeah, I think we need to take a break and maybe just make sure everything is still the same and we haven't ignored anything. I'd
You-
like to, look for, evil and good.
Okay. So far, you don't sense anything.
Okay.
Well, with the changing of the weather, which should probably be on a little bit more high alert, do we think that this is going to interfere with our travels? This changing in the weather?
Yeah,
Is it
that's kind of what I was, trying to figure out, I guess.
It definitely is not looking too good. I mean, if possible, you might have to find somewhere to kind of shelter down if it gets much worse.
Yeah,
Okay, so question.
and that's what I meant by kind of stop and
Yeah.
take
Does-
take inventory of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, since we've stopped, we call it, we're stopped and we're looking up at the clouds on it. Is it coming in fast enough to give anybody pause that we might think there might be something malevolent about it because we've already seen some pretty crazy shit here anyway?
Well, that's what I was checking for.
I mean, it has come upon y'all rather suddenly, but it's, not totally out of the norm.
Okay.
All right.
I look to the feline trackers and say, what are the chances that you all can find us some shelter fairly quickly?
And y'all are starting to hear howls in the distance.
Oh, lovely.
Well, I think we
can
all
I-
need to start looking.
Can I roll a nature check to see if I can tell what the howls are, what kind of beast they might be, if they're like a coyote,
Sure.
something like that?
Sure.
Oof.
All right. So let me get back. What was that total of 12? So even
it's a
with a 12, you know that's wolves.
So I'm gonna look at the party and be like, it sounds like there's a pack of wolves in the area that maybe what chased down chased down the dead body we encountered earlier. We definitely need to find somewhere that we can shelter to give us adequate protection. So have our tabaxi companions found a suitable place for us?
Not yet. And I will also say that the howls are coming back from the direction you came from.
Oh, fuck. Alright.
So
Well,
the
it's a
howl
good thing we didn't go that way.
I'm gonna roll survival.
You're doing a what now?
Survival check?
A survival check to see if I can find a place to stay to get out of the storm and shelter.
Okay.
Ooh,
Ooh! Nat 20! Alright. So up ahead, like if you were to continue down the road that y'all are on, a crack of lightning, streaks across the sky, and it illuminates ahead of y'all what you perceive would be the roof line of a house.
Okay. We need to go check this out and see if we can grab shelter there or if there's inhabitants there, but we have no idea how many wolves are behind us. It's definitely more than one. Let's make haste.
I look at him and I say I concur, but let's be cautious because we don't know what might be inside the house.
Yes.
Should we still?
Alright,
So let's advance forward smartingly. I can't.
Oh, do I get a top hat and a cane for advancing?
We're working smarter, not harder.
So as y'all pick up the pace, y'all start to, as y'all get closer, see the peaks of the roof line, which stand about 50 feet up into the air, catch y'all's eye through a brief break through the trees.
Damn. Okay. This is a big house.
As long as it's not those wolves home, we're good.
Does it
Who needs
appear
a
like
house that
it's
big?
inhabited? Like when we're coming up on it, do we see candlelight? Do we see any acts of people being there?
Okay.
Or is it
Sign.
deserted?
Is there any
So-
signs of habitation?
Yeah,
Smoke
that's
from
what
the
I'm trying to say.
chimney, smell of cooking food.
So as you get close enough, a grand manor stands before you. An old swing set hangs from a ghastly tree in the front yard. Closest to you stands an old wooden tool shed, which is in the yard, but to the right side of the house. Behind the house is an arbor, which leads to what once looked to be a formal garden. An old barn sits across the road from the house, which looks really old and in need of repair in certain places. The manor is 4 stories of cold, soot-stained stone. Tall, narrow windows and high-peaked roofs form a picture of austere, chilling grandeur. Midway up, a narrow balcony juts out from the 3rd floor, offering a grim perch from which to survey the surrounding grounds. The centerpiece of this imposing facade is a portico, a stone arch standing sentinel before it the house's oaken doors. A wrought iron gate fills this archway. Its rusty hinges creak as it sways in the gusty wind. On either side of the gate, oil lamps hang from chains, their light dim and flickering, cast a sickly glow that barely pierces the surrounding fog. Beyond the gate, a sturdy set of oaken doors stand closed, framed by the gates and the lamps. The doors are old and weathered, their wood darkened by time, but they stand strong and proud, an unwelcome entrance to the house beyond. A gust of wind sweeps past you, carrying with it a whisper of cold dread that sends shivers down your spine. And as y'all are approaching, have y'all all roll a perception check real quick.
Alright. Well, that was a fucking fail.
Dang, I'm not.
It's
Ryan was a 13.
Alright. So did everybody
I'd
go
do a
yet?
rock at it.
14.
Ooh.
Damn.
So Genuax is the most perceptive.
Jim hasn't rolled yet.
As you get a little bit closer, Genuax, you hear what sounds like faint sounds of a child crying.
Oh, one more.
Oh, was there still some more?
Is that everyone?
Yeah, Arctic Wind hadn't rolled yet, but
Oh,
she got it. It came up twice, but it was the same roll. So yeah, Genuax is the only one who saw that, or hears that.
Yeah. So Genuax, you hear some crying, and it seems to be coming from the barn across the street from the house. And like I said, closest to y'all on the right side of the house is also a tool shed.
Mm-hmm.
So they got the tool shed, the house, and the barn.
I want to investigate the tool shed since we have no weapons. Except
Okay.
for daggers. So, investigation or...
Do y'all want to split up? Do y'all want to go to the shed first, all together?
Well, I'm assuming that Genuax has explained to everybody that he hears some crying coming from the barn.
Oh, I
What do
haven't
you-
said anything yet.
Yeah. What
Well,
what do you do with that information?
Well, I turn around and I tell the people that we're all with, or that I'm all with, that I hear something strange coming from the barn. I don't really tell them what it is yet because I'm not really for sure.
Okay.
Alright. Well, my initial first thought is that I don't like the feeling I'm getting from the house, so I was going to hunker down in the... But since you're hearing something weird from there, I want to do an investigation to see if I can perceive, or either investigation or perception to see if I can perceive anything going on with the barn, with my elven ears.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna try and investigate behind us and see if I can determine whether or not the howls are getting closer.
So would I roll investigation or perception?
And I want to do the tool shed, since that's what we're closest to.
Okay.
Like, I'm trying to do this before we split up. Like, if we're gonna split up and do some juking, I want to try and see if I can tell whether or not the howling's getting closer or not.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I want to
They
see about the
were
barn too.
they were getting closer, but they haven't seemed to gotten closer as of recently.
Okay. I tell the party we should be cautious. It doesn't seem like the wolves are getting closer. The eerie feel of this place may be keeping them at bay, which means we should consider greatly what we do here.
Maybe we should shut the gates behind us.
Well, it might help give us a sound warning. Would
So-
anybody like to look in this old tool shed and see if we can maybe scrounge something up we can use as weapons?
if they're gonna do that, I'm gonna go with Lohane or whatever, and I'll be like, I'll go with him. Yeah, Loghain.
And he was going to the barn.
Yeah, I was going to go to the barn. Well, first I wanted to see if there before, just like Zigrin, I wanted to kind of see if I could perceive what if there was anything different about the barn before actually going over there and splitting up the group, because I don't like the idea of splitting us up without kind of having a better idea of what's going on.
Okay, I guess a perception check.
All right.
You kind of like checking out the barn to make sure nothing's funny about it.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
better.
Yeah, like I said, it seems kind of run down. The roof is kind of fallen in certain spots at the top. Really old barn, but nothing other than, nothing out of the ordinary or other than that.
All right. Now, do I hear what Genowax heard?
Yeah, as you focus your attention towards the barn, you start to hear that whimpering as well.
All right. I'm going to look over at maybe a child or something in there making a sound. We should be, if we're going to check this out as a potential resting place, we need to be on our guard even more so now.
Okay. It definitely did sound as if it was a small child crying.
Okay.
Where there is a child, there is often a parent. I say to Lohane.
So I think we'll do this kind of in two separate, steps. We'll do the barn first, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
I'll load Loghain, and Zikrin was going to go with him as well?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So y'all were coming from the top direction as y'all were coming down towards the barn.
I said to Lohane after you. And I ready my dagger.
And I acknowledge his motion, and I'm going to draw my rapier, and I look at him and say, is that all you have?
At the moment.
So I'm going to pull out a second dagger and hand it to him and be like, here, two's better than...
I take it. I spin it around in my hand to get a feel for it.
So now that we've got that covered, I guess since this was my idea, I'm going to go. So I'm going to approach the door cautiously.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, how far is it to the door?
About 15
From
feet
here.
towards
About
the front,
15 feet?
the first one.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna creep up slowly to that first door,
Okay.
and I'm going to listen and see if I hear anything inside or hear any movement, anything like that. So
Okay. So the doors are closed. They don't seem to be locked, but they are shut. A small gap in between the doors. You can kind of peek inside just a little bit. As you listen, you definitely still hear the crying a little bit. And then you'll also hear, shh, it'll be okay. Shh, it'll be okay.
So I'm going to look over at the tiefling, and I'm going to point to my ear, and then I'm going to hold up two fingers, trying to get him to understand I hear two people inside.
Okay. I nod to him. Is this a window on this other side over here?
Yes, it is.
All right.
So yeah, Zikrin, to your left, along the whole side of the barn, you can actually see there's like 3 windows.
Okay. Can I move to the first one and just peer inside cautiously?
Sure. At this first window.
Hold hold on, before we, this is kind of out of game real quick. This isn't combat, so our movements are not restricted. Like, we don't have to worry
Correct.
about moving. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So I don't see anything, so I come back around the corner and I look to Lohane and I point to my eyes and shake my head.
All right. So since he doesn't see anything, I see anything. I'm going to gingerly open the door, since you said it's not locked, and see if I can see anything when I open.
Okay. So you open the door.
Yep.
You see a hallway. The hallway is about 10 feet wide, going from end to end. There are stalls on both sides, left and right of the, down the barn. A wagon of sorts at the end of the barn has hay in it. As you walk inside, to your right is a locked room. Or it's a room with a door. And I said, down the hallways on either side, there seem to be like horse stalls along each side.
So we can step right in.
Yeah, I mean the horse stalls, the walls in between each stall are about 4 to 5 feet tall, something like that.
Yeah, it's like a half wall.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that we're in, I'm gonna step over behind.
As soon as y'all open the door to come in, you no longer heard the crying.
That's lovely. All right. I'm gonna look back at Zixern and tap my ear again, and then kind of motion like that I can't hear anymore. Like do the kind of cross my underneath my throat. That way, it's saying they're just silent now. Let him know that I don't hear anything, and then I kind of shrug my shoulders and kind of asking him if he hears anything.
And I put my hand on my throat and go shake my head no.
All right. So since that's creepy as fuck, I'm gonna sneak up behind the hay cart that I can see at the end of the hallway here, and see if maybe they just went silent, door opening or what, because it sounded like there was a two people in here, somebody trying to quiet a child. So I'm gonna sneak up here and see if I could hear anything more. So I'm gonna kind of sneak back here in this back corner.
Okay. Blackbeard, I don't know if I want to do this or not.
With Zikrin standing there, you notice the stall to your left. The door is open. And inside of it, you see a bucket, a bale, a little square bale of hay, and 2 pitchforks.
Okay. I'm gonna grab one of those.
Okay.
All right. So I got me a pitchfork now. Hell yeah. I twirl it real quick, just get the feel for it, like I like I did with a dagger.
Real quick, Loghane.
Okay.
On this end of the barn, straight down from you, you do see that last stall to the bottom of you is open. There is no wall on that one in between you, and there is a wooden ladder that goes up to the hayloft upstairs.
All right. Well, I'm going to motion to the tiefling that I'm going to point into that downward direction, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly make my way to the base of the ladder right there at that opening to that stall, and I'm going to listen and see if I hear any.
You do not hear. Yeah. Okay. You climb up to get a. Do you climb up to get a better?
Yeah, I'm gonna climb up this ladder and
Okay.
see if there's. I'm gonna very stealthily way up the see if there's anything up there. So,
Okay.
nice! It shifted me all the way up there automatically. Cool.
Mm-hmm. So you climb up. You can kind of take a peek up there. It's a hayloft. You can kind of see that the center part is actually open to the bottom. There's some sort of like a crane that is used to hoist the hay up into the hayloft.
All right.
But you're not seeing anything up there besides that. Some old barrels and some crates, some hay.
All right. Well, since I don't see anything, I'm gonna look down the ladder. I'm gonna go back down the ladder, and yep, there we go. Okay.
All right.
And, I'm gonna look at Zixern, whatever you want to call him, and I'm gonna fuck up your name too, and shake my head, and then gonna point towards the open stall across from me, and I'm gonna position myself at the door, just outside the door, and kind of peer in.
Okay. Since both of y'all are at the wall now, you can kind of like peek inside the other stall. You see some hay, but you don't see anything else.
All right.
Okay. So you said that the one stall on the right from where we came in was locked, so the lower left-hand one? Is that what she said? Okay.
And Zikrin, you now hear shh.
Yeah, okay. So I looked, I point to Locane and put my hand up. I'm like, whoa, let me try something. Did I get a good look at the dead dude? I mean, I was frisking his body, so...
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do my thing. If you know what I mean.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna go to that door. It's this door, right?
That's the first door. There wasn't any significance about that one, really.
That wasn't the one that was locked?
Well, I accidentally said it was locked.
Okay, but from our perspective, we don't know that. I got you.
But that room is completely. There's a whole wall. It's not like a horse stall.
Yeah, okay.
You would imagine it's probably some sort of like storage or tack room.
Okay. All right, so I'm not looking at Lohane, like I haven't turned my face to him, and I just tell him to creep up, like I have a come here, but then stay behind me, look. And I try the door.
I'm going to move up to about here, giving him a little bit of space.
Okay. And I'm going to try the door. I want to see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. It's open.
Alrighty. Inside, as you walk inside, a bunch of rats scurry out, and you have a swarm of rats at your feet.
Well, shit. Okay, are they bad rats, like I'm gonna gnaw your kneecaps off rats, or are they just like, get me out of here, I don't want these things? Are they attacking me?
They are surprised by your opening the door, and they scurry out.
Okay.
Besides a little fright inside, seems to be a attack room. There are some baskets and some barrels and some crates. You got some shelves. You catch a strong scent of leather, but mixed with a damp, mildewy smell and a bit of rotten food. You find 2 barrels with holes chewed in through the bottom of them. Old horse feed has spilled out onto the floor. 4 water buckets, 3 horse brushes, a crate of some rotten apples, most of them chewed on from the rats, it looks like. A few bridles, a few reins, some stirrups, some halters, horse blankets, and a few saddles. Hanging on a hook, there are 2 sets of leather farrier chaps, One of them is pretty plain, but the other is well made and includes different pockets and holsters to hold different tools while shoeing a horse. On the shelf to the left has some wooden trays on it, and inside you find some pliers. Another has a box of horseshoe nails, a hammer, and some metal files.
Okay, I leave all that for there. I step back out into the hall. I undo my thing and turn to Lohane and go, shake my head no. Like, junk. You know, like...
Are they here for us? Shh.
Can we tell, where did that sound come from? Can I roll a perception check to see which direction it came from?
It sounded like it was coming from that direction.
Okay. I look to Lohane and I kind of point, like, not where I'm at, more where you're at.
So kind of you point to, so I acknowledge. So I'm gonna, since I'm standing in front of this door, I'm gonna pop it open and see if I see anything inside of it very easily. So I open the door and what do I see?
Out from behind the hay, you see a little girl, kind of startled, and jumps up. And next to her is a young male.
Ah, okay. So I look at them and say, "Easy, children. I'm not here to hurt you." Trying to. They look scared, so I don't want to give them any more reason to.
Yes.
To howl, to freak out, and I kind of look over Zixer and say, kind of motion him to kind of with my hand, tell him to stay there because I don't want to startle them with the fire red horn demon coming in the door at them.
The female looks to be about 10 years old, with dark brown hair, fair skin. She's wearing a nice grayish purple Victorian-style coat. Has gold clasps running down the middle, securing it closed, with the fancy flourish design embroidered into it. It's has a flared mid-length skirt that pops out beneath the coat, wearing black leggings and black boots. She's embracing and consoling a younger male that looks to be about 5 years old, wearing similar Victorian clothing and clutching what appears to be a teddy bear of some sort, or a stuffed doll, crying and seems distraught with a wide, teary-eyed and poked-out upper lip. They look both at you, scared, but almost with a sense of fear and hope. What do you do?
I'm going to try and speak to them very calmly and ask them, why are you hiding in this barn?
There's a monster in the house. We were scared. Our parents went to try and take care of it, and we ran out the house and hid in here.
I'm gonna look at them and I'm gonna nod my head, and I'm very trying to keep a very even tone with them, but the word monster kind of picked me up, set me a little bit on edge, so I'm trying to maintain my calm, and I go, did you see the monster?
No.
And I acknowledged. I said, okay. How long ago did your parents go in there?
Can't tell.
Was it?
It's been a while.
This morning. It's been a while. Was their sun still out? Had y'all just gotten woken up and then y'all ran out here? Just trying to see how long. Y'all been hiding here for a while, so I'm gonna take a step back and be like, if y'all want to, y'all can step out here if you want to and talk with us, because we're not gonna hurt you. I have my traveling companion here with me, so don't be alarmed. He is a tiefling. He may look like a devil, but he's not gonna hurt you. So I'm gonna take a step back from the door, and I'm gonna look at Zixern and say, kind of step back out the way here. Kind of, let's give him a little bit of space to let him come out so we can talk to him.
Are you here to help us?
I kind of look over at Zixern and kind of kind of shrug my shoulders, and I say, well,
Yes, we just arrived here. We're not going to hurt you, but it sounds like we needed to investigate some things around here. I hand the pitchfork that I have. I give it to... Well, I go back into that room and grab the other pitchfork, and I give it to Lohane, or hand it to the children so they have some way to defend themselves.
Okay.
I see him handing him that, so I'm going to take out my other dagger and kneel down in front of the little boy and hand it to him and tell him he needs to be careful not to hurt himself.
Hey, Blackbeard.
Yeah.
Hey, it's 11 o'clock, and I know that the other set of Googles, they have early appointments tomorrow.
Okay.
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 Yeah, they've got to take Mason into, at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. That's why I kept rolling those dice. I was trying to get your attention.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get to a stopping point, which was about here.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to be hateful or anything. I was just trying to let you know.
No. Hey, that's fine. Look.
Just
If anybody has to bust in like that, just please do.
Oh yeah. But the two do introduce themselves. The girl's name is Rose, and that is her brother with her. His name is Thornbolt, but he usually goes by Thorn.
So Rose and Thorn. Got it.
The thorn of a rose.
So now, are the rest of us just standing outside the door watching all this go on?
Well, you guys were going to go investigate the tool shed.
Yeah.
We just haven't gotten to y'all's story yet.
No, I was going towards the barn.
Oh, okay.
Well, but...
Well,
Okay. Well, we can determine that next week, but it sounded like Heather wanted to go do the barn and the
do
not the barn, the tool shed, what we were closest to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can finish this section off next session, and then they can do the shed search next session too.
Yeah.
So,
Did the rats come out of the building?
Yeah, they ran out.
They scurried.
Yeah, like you see in the movie when somebody opens the door and all the rats just...
I probably would have had a reaction to that.
Yeah, the cats were like, get her!
I would have too, because it actually says I'm afraid of rats.
Yeah, I was expecting Genuax to be, if not the one who opened the door, in there when they ran out.
So randomly outside, we hear Genuax squeal.
Yeah, we hear a deep.
And then we fade to black. And then we fade to black.
All right, so
you're a cat and you're afraid of rats?
It's what I rolled.
Yeah.
I am. I'm a cat afraid of rats.
Oh, good God.
Wow.
And it was like a terror level of like 7 or 8. It was a very high level of fear.
Yeah.
You must have had a bad encounter when you were a young cat.
So our next session's going to start off great.
I don't have any fear.
Yeah, you do.
When we made our characters, we did everyone. I thought everyone got fear.
Where are they?
I'd have to.
Hold on. We need to put a pin into session now because all that's discussed have off stream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and out of game. So if you want to put a pin in it for tonight, there,
Yeah.
Beardo, and that
Now I'm
way,
gonna go to bed.
yeah, that way the kitties can go take cat naps.
Yeah.
And,
So, yeah.
we'll pick up next time.
Yeah, that's where we are going to end it for tonight. I am proud to introduce, we have a brand new rolling credits page for any of you that are able to watch this stream. And we will go to that next.
All right.
Nice.
Let's do it.
That includes this episode of Curse of Strahd, everybody. We want to give a special thanks to Pyram King for the Foundry modules, artwork by James RPG Art, Tixu and Bo from the Discord. They made some beautiful tokens for us to use. Cinematography by Beneos and Dread Warlock. Inspiration and content pulled from Dragna Corda, Mandy Mod, and the Lunch Break Heroes. Music by Mayu and Epic Music Waves. And sound effects brought to you by Tabletop Audio. Thank you for joining us. Please leave a like and subscribe. You can find us on YouTube now as well. Leave a comment letting us know what you liked and didn't like about tonight's episode. We work hard to improving your enjoyment. We'll be back in 2 weeks, everybody. Good night, and have a good one.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Credits look awesome too.
Yep. I'm liking it.
Hell yeah.
Well, kitty cats, you can hang up if you want, and we'll reconvene later on. Thanks everybody who stopped by the stream, and love to have you here. Keep coming back. Keep telling us how we can improve.
Are we done streaming? Was that it?
No, he's still on the ending credits, but
Oh, okay.
I don't
You
think
guys
they
can-
can hear us over the credits, can they?
They can.
they can.
Oh. Oops.
That way we can say thank you everybody or whatever we want.
Yep.
So,
Oh, yes. Thank you, everybody that did pop in, and I want to thank everybody that worked on this. Since it's been my first session after a nice extended hospital visit, it's been really exciting to see where we're going to go with this.
yep.
Hell
We're getting
yeah.
into it.
Yes, sir.
Oh.